Valentine's Day is usually about flowers, chocolate, and romance. But this year, we want to celebrate a different kind of love, self love. The kind of love that shows up in daily choices like moving your body, feeding your body well, prioritizing rest, and treating yourself with respect. Because loving yourself isn't vanity, it isn't selfish, it's responsibility. And the only way that you can love others 100% and have enough of yourself to give is if you love yourself.
It's a beautiful chaos, this roller coaster ride. The ups, the downs are spinning all around inside. It's a beautiful chaos. Sometimes I love, sometimes I hate. Have to pause, renegotiate, but with gratitude I appreciate this beautiful chaos.
Welcome to today's episode of Beautiful Chaos. Today it's just me, Tammy. So hopefully you're okay with that because we got no control over how these things happen. So Stacy will be back with me, hopefully on the next episode that we have. So I want to talk about self-love and not in a selfish way because that's not what it's about. It's about just taking care of yourself, basically, so that you have the ability to take care of everybody else. And self love isn't all or nothing. Loving yourself, it isn't about extreme dieting or waiting for motivation. What it is about is progress over perfection. It's about daily commitment. It's about giving yourself grace on the hard days, right? So, self love is honoring your body regularly, not just when you feel inspired. And I can tell you based on my own experience, and I've shared with you guys my health journey, and I'll share just briefly. I started down this healing myself in February, started strength training in April, actually became a somewhat carnivore diet. I was really strict with it the first few months. Then I kept trying to add in vegetables and add in things, and things just inflamed my rheumatoid arthritis. And so I'm back to carnivore and intermittent fasting, which I have such a hard time saying that word. But anyway, so I will eat a breakfast about 8 or 8:30. My last meal of the day is at 6, and I have just 2 meals a day. And I feel fabulous. And I just had blood work done, and I don't have all the numbers back in, but my A1C has lowered by 1, and I was at 6.0, and now it's 5.9. So I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to that moving down. And that's what I mean, that kind of self-care. Like looking at your life as what can I do for longevity? Not, oh, how can I look skinny? Because there's a difference in being skinny and thin and being strong and healthy and looking forward to living until you're 100 years old and being in good shape doing it and having a healthy mind, because that's kind of what drives me, are those things. And that drives me to keep on task and love myself by doing the things that I need to do, like working out on vacations. I strength train 5 days a week on vacations. Am I excessive? I don't think so, because I watch my dad. My dad's 81 and he has worked out all of his life, strength trained, and you can do it with just hand weights. There's some very easy routines, or you can reach out to Mary Gavin and sign up for her online app, and she can help you to get stronger. So anyway, so that's my story. I have increasingly gotten stronger, healthier. I've dropped 2 sizes. I've lost about close to 30 pounds. And I haven't measured my inches, but I'm going to do that again, and I'll keep you guys updated. But anyway, I was at 14 inches that I'd lost, and I'm sure that I'm somewhere else. But I've chosen to love myself. I've chosen to not look at what number is on the scale and base my love or of myself on that because, if you get up in the morning and you're feeling great and you're feeling happy and you jump on the scale to weigh yourself and you've gained like 2 pounds, which women, just FYI, we can do that like this. We can retain water because maybe we didn't drink enough water, or maybe we ate a lot of salt that helped retain the water in our bodies. And so we are looking at an extra 2 pounds. So quit being so harsh on yourself. And you know what? Weigh yourself once a week and don't be tied to that number. Change your way of thinking and think, what do I want my 70s or 80s or 90s to look like? Right? So let's talk about movement that makes you feel strong. I just talked about strength training. Um, that really builds your confidence as a woman, especially because I really felt like I was losing my muscle mass and I was feeling pretty weak. And and because of my neck surgery, I had like a 10-pound weight limit forever and a day. And I have built that up and I can now, I can do 15 pounds of bicep curls if I chose to, but I usually do 10 to 12 pounds. But anyway, so workouts, they build confidence, like strength training. Walking. I've been doing a lot of research into walking, and I've always walked, but I've done it usually like, you got to do a mile or 2 miles or 3 miles, and I'm shooting for those 10,000 steps. And I still shoot for 10,000 steps, but I don't berate myself if I don't get there. Are you getting that? I give myself grace if I don't reach my 10,000 steps. I don't make myself feel anxious. I don't make myself feel uh, crazy about what I've not gotten done. I focus on what I did get done. Oh, I got 5,967 steps in. That's awesome for me, right? Just pat yourself on the back because we all need positive feedback. Negative feedback does not work. It's been proven. So, the current research is showing that if you were to just walk after each meal for 10 to 15 minutes, not even like a fast pace, at your pace, it helps your heart, it helps you digest your food, it helps your metabolism to all just function the way it's supposed to function. So it's pretty exciting. Stretching is very important. And I'm going to tell you, my husband and I both stretch every day, and it has made a difference in our flexibility, in our strength, because some of it is strength based stretching, but just being injury free, being able to do things without being so concerned about injury. Hopefully, I didn't just jinx myself. So I'm going to knock on wood. Knock on wood. Dancing even counts. I love to dance. And so if I have a day where, maybe I'm feeling kind of bummed, maybe I don't have the energy or feel like, really getting moving, I will dance and just put on a good song and start dancing. And all of a sudden, I want to keep dancing. Or now, okay, I'm motivated and I'm going to get up and I'm going to go do, my strength training. Which actually, once I created this habit of strength training since April, it's so easy for me to just in my routine. Like I get up, I've kind of switched it up a little bit. I get up and I have some tea or coffee and I read my emails and do the things and I get up in the morning before I even get out of bed and I thank God for my day before. I thank God for letting me wake up today and I thank him for, helping me to feel motivated to be able to get out of bed. So I do all those things and then, I get up and I have my tea or my coffee and I'm doing my emails or whatever. And then I go put on my workout clothes and I go downstairs and do my strength training. And then usually for me, it's either after my strength training that I'll dance or do walking. But I have been trying to walk after I eat in the evening, and it really has made me feel better. So we have to change our self-talk. And I really would love to do an episode on flipping the script because flipping the script is so important in every aspect of your life. I've talked about this in previous episodes. Stacy and I both had about how our negative talk to ourselves reinforces the negative, right? So whatever you speak is you're putting out in the universe for it to happen. So if you tell yourself, well, I don't like strength training, my question to you is, when's the last time you tried strength training? Because maybe that's just a story you've been telling yourself because maybe you had a bad experience. Maybe you worked out with a friend that didn't know what they were doing and you had an injury, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you just didn't enjoy yourself, or maybe you don't like going to the gym and feeling like you're self-conscious because, like, I know, even me, I mean, I worked out when I was younger, and then I, have been working out since April with Mary Gavin as my trainer, and I feel like I know how to do all the things and I have proper form. But when I go to a gym on vacation, I'm a little leery about some of the machines because I'm like, oh, there's somebody in here. What if I'm going to do that wrong? And I have to just push that out of my mind and go, but what if I do it right? And I don't know this person. So really, does it matter? As long as I don't injure myself and I'm thinking about what muscle I'm supposed to be working and I'm engaging that muscle, then I'm great. So my point is, if you don't like some sort of, strength training or walking or jogging, or maybe you loved it when you were younger and you haven't tried it for years, give yourself another go and let yourself try it, because I feel like it's like vegetables. Nobody likes vegetables when you're a kid. But as you grow older, you start to try things and then you're like, oh, wow, I like tomatoes. Who knew I would like tomatoes? Or asparagus. Who knew I would like asparagus? Maybe that's what's happening as we get older. Our tastes change, our mindsets change. So think about what you tell yourself. I used to say exercise is the E word. I don't want to do it, right? It's just, ugh, ugh. And then once I started doing this and I kind of told myself, wait a minute, what if the opposite is true? What if I actually love it? And guess what? I actually love it. I love all movement. So think about movement as not a punishment. Think of it as a celebration. It's like a celebration of life. You're celebrating your life by keeping it moving. Because the moment you sit and stay resting, that's when all your muscles start to deteriorate. That's when your will to get up and do something about it starts to deteriorate. But our minds are powerful and we can do anything that we set our minds to. So remember that. So let's talk about the other way that we can love ourselves is by fueling our bodies with respect. You guys, I don't know if you watch podcasts that are on YouTube or listen to other podcasts that are health related. We listen to Dr. Ben Bickman out of Brigham Young University. He's a professor there. He's got a title way long. Like, I can't even tell you how many things are behind his name. He's such an expert in everything. And one of the things that he works with is insulin resistance and metabolic issues. And it's about 70% of people in the United States suffer with metabolic syndrome of some sort, right? If you have inflammation, it's going to be tied back to metabolic issues. So, how do we change that, right? Well, first we have to be aware and we have to think about what we're putting in our body. Do you guys ever remember when your folks would say, you are what you eat? It's true. You are totally what you eat. So, if you eat sugar and fructose, which is the worst you can have, and anything now that has added sugars, guaranteed, is twice as bad for you than if it just had sugar. So if you're reading the label and it says carbohydrates and then it says sugars, 5 grams, but added sugars are 8 grams, you want to avoid that like the plague. And if you look in the ingredients and it has fructose in it, avoid it like the plague. And I would actually avoid all processed foods if you can. I understand not everybody can, not everybody's willing to, but maybe you could just start reading labels and start looking at like I said, don't buy anything that has added sugars. Don't buy anything that has fructose because that can damage your metabolism. It damages your cells and creates metabolic issues within your body and can create inflammation. And if you suffer from any type of arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or lupus, or anything that is tied to an autoimmune, it actually can be tied back to your cells not functioning right and it being a metabolic issue. So, how do we feed ourselves, right? We choose things that give us energy. What gives you the most energy are proteins, and proteins like fattier meats. I was a white meat chicken girl because I was told for years and years and years, on all the multitude of diets I had ever been on, that white meat was better for you. Well, guess what? It's not. The best is dark meat, actually, because it has a healthy fat that your body needs to help break down the protein to help your cells to function correctly and distribute that everywhere that it goes. Eating fresh foods is obviously the best, right? And I understand though if that's just not affordable for some people, you just have to do the best that you can do. Just read labels, be aware of what you're putting in your mouth, and like I said, try to avoid the things that have the sugar, especially, and fructose. What you want to look at is eating to support long term health. So do the research. Get on YouTube. Listen to Dr. Ben Beckman because he talks about things that are healthier for your heart, things that are healthy for your mind. Dr. Boz, she's a woman. She's all about what's good for people that have relatives that have dementia because her mom, I think it was, no, hers was cancer. There was somebody else I was listening to that their parents had dementia and they were really worried about it, and they actually put their mom on like a carnivore diet, and the mom's brain kind of healed itself. So what we put in our mouths can be healing. We just have to be very aware of what heals us and what damages us. Okay. And a good thing too is we're self loving ourselves, but these things that we change in our life will be an example for our children. And wouldn't it be great if you could teach your kids by example how to eat healthy, how to eat fresher ingredients, how to balance out your meals, and help them to be healthy for the rest of their lives so they don't have to battle up and down weight, up and down health issues, or suffer with even mental issues. Like I was diagnosed with bipolar, I don't know, 20 years ago. It was mild, and I've had to be medicated, I don't know, 3 or 4 times throughout my life over like a 6 month or a year period for depression and just like kind of, I would just go really high and then drop really low and be like lay on the couch, couldn't do anything. So, anyways, since April, my moods have been steady. I have been healthier and happier feeling. Like I wake up and I'm like, oh, okay, another day. Instead of before, it was like, oh, I just don't even want to get up out of bed, or not sleeping well. And I've slept better for probably the last couple months than I have for a long time. And I mean, I still have days where I don't sleep all that great. And we all have those things, right? And other things that you could do, if you're thinking about things, a lot of us women do that. We lay in bed and we're thinking about all the 20 things we didn't get done instead of focusing on, look what I got done today, and letting it go. So you can do a brain dump before you go to bed because prioritizing rest and recovery is very important. So if you need to get rid of everything you've thought about that's driven you crazy for the past week, if it's, okay, I'm going to write down a piece of paper. It's going to say brain dump. It's going to have the date. And I'm just going to look around my house and write, oh, I need to sort through my bookshelf and organize that. I have 4 loads of laundry to do. I have a play to write. I have, you know, closets to clean, or um, selling sponsorships for Music in the Park. Like whatever it is, like you have your list of things that you think about all the time, and it's like a brain dump is like cleaning out your hard drive and starting fresh. And you when you do that, it's just like this big weight is off of you because it's written down. And then the cool thing is you can choose to write 3 things from that list that you're going to do the next day, whatever the highest priority thing is. So that becomes part of your to-do list, right? But what I found was I did the three things, but a week later I went back and I looked and I realized I had gotten everything on my list done. Everything on my dump, and I didn't even mean to do it. So it's kind of amazing how that works. And you can learn more about that on the Mel Robbins podcast. Yes, I'm promoting another podcast because I'm that kind of gal. I want to share with you knowledge that I've received by researching and knowledge just from my overall life experience. So, sleep is a form of self respect. And this is a time when our bodies heal. This is a time when our minds heal. Everything about us has that time to regroup and recover. So, sleep is very important. And I'm going to tell you, it works best when you go to bed at the same time and you wake up at the same time. Now, some of us, like my cohort, Stacy, she doesn't have that option because she works different shifts every quarter. And it's always different, and the swing shift I feel like is probably the worst one. I think that's what it's called because it's kind of you work 2 of one time and then you go in at a different time, and then you cover for people so you know when you're going to go in. But anyway, so if you can't help your sleep pattern because of work, that's fine, but try to look at your schedule and try to figure out how you can have 8 hours to rest and recover. um, like I said, it's very productive. It helps everything in our body to just kind of slow down and heal and recover. So, the other thing I want to touch on is boundaries and grace. So, first off, I have a really hard time with saying no. I've always teased and said, I just need a shirt that I can wear under all my shirts that says no on it so that I can just lift my shirt and be like, no, because then I'm not physically saying no. Because I just mentally have this issue. Like, I feel like I'm letting somebody down. That's the people pleaser, right? I have, however, in the past probably 6 months, said no to about 3 things. And it's actually made me feel amazing. Like I didn't feel like I was letting the other person down. And it also, we tell ourselves stories, right? Like flipping the script, same kind of idea, because you're thinking in yourself, well, if I tell this person no, then they're not going to like me, or they're going to be mad at me, and I don't like when people are mad at me, and I don't like when people don't like me. But you can ask yourself, well, what is the opposite is true? What if I say no and they respect me because I set a boundary and said no, right? And if they're your real friend, they're going to love you no matter what. They're going to be your friend no matter what. They're going to know that you just have, a lot on your plate, or whatever reason that you're saying no is justified. So learning to say no without guilt, good boundary. Letting go of comparison. We've talked about this in multiple episodes. So the only person you should compare yourself to is you. Okay? So when I'm measuring myself, I am measuring from when I started my health journey in February to now. I am comparing myself to myself. When I don't know, if I'm looking at photos, I'm wondering if I've lost weight, if I'm whatever your question is, I look back on me and go, okay, I'm improving. Or I even visualize just what I want my body to look like. I don't look at someone else and think I want to look like them, or I want to be an achiever like them, or a non-achiever like them, or whatever. I don't it's just not good to compare yourself, because for one, you don't know what that person's done to get where they are in life. It's that saying where, don't judge somebody until you've walked a mile in their shoes. Well, that certainly goes with don't compare yourself to anybody, because you have no idea what their mile looked like to get there. So, there you go. The other thing is forgiving yourself if you slip up. And I think so this past vacation, there was probably a couple times like I had half a piece of key lime pie. I had a fully loaded baked potato. Like those are things that I don't normally eat, but I allowed myself to eat those. And as I was eating them, I chose to just enjoy it and appreciate it, be present in the moment with it, and not judge myself whether it was good or bad, whether I should have it or not have it, right? I just allowed myself to be okay with having that and making that choice. So if you do slip up in whatever, say you don't work out for a couple of days, or you don't eat right for a couple of days, or even, one meal, don't throw your hands up and go, oh, well, I've screwed it up now. Let me just keep on going and screw it up for, a week. Just forgive yourself and say, okay, so I slipped up. It's okay. I can do anything. I can get back on track. I'm allowed to enjoy life or enjoy company every now and again in the best way that I can. I'm allowed to give myself rest if rest is what is needed. So, when you treat yourself with love and respect, you naturally love and respect others better. And yes, when your cup is filled, you have more to give to your spouse, to your kids, to your grandkids, even more energy. You have more to give to your friends. You have more to give to your community. Like loving yourself and taking care of yourself is so important for everyone around you. So if you haven't started moving more or eating better, what's holding you back? And I'm not judging you, because trust me, I have been up, I have been down, I have worked out, not worked out. I've done, I've been there. I've done things. I'm not a perfect person, so there's no judgment. I'm just curious. Like what stops you from fully loving yourself and choosing to feed your body what it needs nutritionally to have longevity be your goal? Or that maybe you're moving, all your, what, why are you not exercising? What's happening with your thoughts? So ask yourself these questions and feel free to respond on our Facebook page, Beautiful Chaos, on our Instagram, same thing, Beautiful Chaos, or you can go to our email and email us and let us know what you think. And that's buzzsprout no, it's beautiful chaos one dot buzzsprout.com. So is it fear of failing? Do you fear that you're going to fail, and that whatever you're thinking you're going to try, like, how did January go? Did you set goals? Did you love yourself enough to stick to the goals, to stick to the habits that you were trying to create? Let me just tell you, it takes 90 days to create a habit. What is a habit? It's one that you just wake up and you go and do, and you don't even think about it, right? There's no, oh, I don't feel like it today. It's just you get up and you go and you do. And then you're like, oh, wow, I felt really great because I did that. So, is it, do you feel like you failed because I'm going to tell you, I just had this thought today of one thing that I know about myself, and my daughter, Ashley, is like this too, because she was what I was talking to. Her and I both, we have no fear of failing. We will try anything and give it our best shot. And if you fail, you just try to figure out, well, how do I do that better? Right? We don't fail and go, oh, I'm just going to give up and I'm never going to do it again. You just go, okay. So maybe it's exercise. Well, I tried to exercise every morning, but I just couldn't wake up and get out of bed. Well, so what if you just wait and do it after your breakfast? Maybe you have to drink something warm and have breakfast and then you go work out. Or maybe you have to work out during lunch. Maybe you have to work out after work. Like maybe the time that you were trying it hasn't worked. So don't just throw your hands up and give up whatever you're doing. Think about, okay, what can I do to make to make me successful, right? And it might take you 3 or 4 times. Thomas Edison had a quote, and I'll look it up in a second. And it's I had to take a picture of it because I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a good quote. And I want to tell you that he had over 1,000. Well, he had 1,093 patents that he obtained throughout his life. And the cool thing is he died. I can't remember how old he was when he died, so sorry about that, but I know he was pretty old. But he had a patent that got approved 3 years after he passed, because that's how long it takes to get a patent. He'd applied a year prior, so a year prior to him dying he had a patent approved. So his saying is, I have not failed. I found 10,000 ways that won't work. Again, I have not failed. I've found 10,000 ways that won't work. And that's Thomas Edison. And he had 1,093 US patents. They were all made into something, sold, and he was very successful. And gosh, we have so many things because of him. It's kind of crazy. So maybe another question you ask yourself is, I'm overwhelmed. Maybe you're asking, maybe I'm overwhelmed. That's why I can't do whatever it is I'm wanting to do. Well, stop and ask yourself what you're overwhelmed with. If you need help with that, share, email us, ask us questions, message us on Facebook or Instagram, and ask us if we have any ideas on how to help you because you're stuck on changing a routine, or you're stuck on reaching whatever goal it is, whether it's work related, family related, um, whatever. I'm here to help. Do you have an all or nothing thinking? So some people um, feel like they have to be 100% perfect at something. So if they can't be perfect at it, then they just throw their hands up and they're done, right? But guess what? Nothing is perfect. And you don't have to start off working out 5 days a week. You can start off doing 3 days a week. You could start off with walking after dinner for 10 minutes. Maybe that's what you do to get you started. Then maybe you add in walking after lunch and walking after dinner. Then maybe once you get going and you start feeling a little bit better, maybe you decide to buy some hand weights and go on YouTube and find a really good workout program, or sign up with Mary Gavin and or get a personal trainer and learn how to strength train and build your muscle. So it's not all or nothing. None of us are perfect. And are you waiting for the perfect time? There is no perfect time. You have to make the perfect time. So, ideas for couples, since this is a Valentine's Day kind of episode. It's going to be released on Monday, and I believe Valentine's Day is Saturday. So, as a couple, you can walk together for 10 minutes after. dinner that helps with movement, digestion. You can have some great conversation and connection because guess what? You're not going to walk and be scrolling your phone, right? I mean, hopefully you're not. So enjoy that time together as a couple and a way to connect, or walk as a family, and then you can find out what your kids have done all day and all the things. So, but the healthiest date for you and your spouse might be just taking a sidewalk stroll. You can also uh, give your spouse a salsa or dance lesson, and then whether you go on Valentine's Day or you schedule it for some other time, you can have a lot of fun with fitness and dancing and enjoying each other. And I'm sure that there will be laughing. And couples dance class is basically cardio with flirting. You can cook a healthy dinner together. So maybe you don't normally cook, maybe one of you cooks. Maybe it's time for you to both be in the kitchen at the same time, accidentally bumping into each other and maybe flirting, like that kind of thing, working together as a team. So you create that teamwork, you show your kids that you're a team and you're having quality time together. And then you're making better choices because maybe you focus on a new recipe this week that is something very healthy, a very nice lean, not lean protein, a nice steak like a ribeye steak because it's got fat on it and it's just a good piece of meat. And maybe maybe you're into vegetables and you want to do keto, you have some fresh vegetables. Family walks, like I said, you're teaching your kids, if you take your whole family, you're teaching them what self-care looks like and how they can move and have fun at the same time. And you're creating a healthy habit in them. If you were to do it every night or every day after school, whatever it is, you're going to create a habit for your kids that they might be able to retain for the rest of their lives, which will help them to stay healthy. How great would that be, right? What are our roles as parents to try to help our kids to be their best versions of themselves? You can do a movie night. Um, so, self love also means joy and sharing that joy with your spouse, with popcorn and laughter and memories and all the things. Or you can do, my daughter Ashley does this, they do a family date night on Valentine's Day. And she has three boys. They dress up to the T and they go out, and the boys will take turns pulling out her chair, pushing her chair in, all the fancy things that you treat, how you treat people on dates, and they'll pay extra for a meal to give the kids that experience of what a fun Valentine's date could be. So that's pretty awesome. Or you can do an adventure, go to an escape room, anything that creates connection between your kids and yourself. That you're off of screens, you're off of anything that's distracting you. You're creating that eye contact and connection with everybody. So another thing is you can do a girls' night out so that you have, let's say you don't have a significant other. Hey, have a girls' night out. That's a time that you can just enjoy, let your hair down, be yourself. And they say laughter is the best medicine, and I 100% believe that. You could do a game night, whether it's couples, whether it's girlfriends, or if you're a guy, it's your guy friends, whatever. You can have a game night. That's some great ways to celebrate Valentine's Day if you don't want to do commercial, right? So you can just do some type of connection that doesn't have any pressure, and it's all about just being fun. I'm going to do a compliment challenge. So share one good thing you've noticed about a friend recently. So I'm going to say that I've noticed about my friend Stacy that she is just slimming down like nobody's business, strength training like nobody's business. And she is the most beautiful person inside and out that I know. That was more than one comment, but you get the gist of it. Shopping, date, and walk. So if you need to do an indoor thing, hey, we've got beautiful weather in Idaho right now, which is very unusual. And I am hoping that it snows because, I'm the farmer's wife. So we really need the moisture. But If you live someplace that has a lot of snow and you can't get outside, if you still have a mall somewhere or a grocery store, if you don't have a mall, because they tore our mall down and they're making it all a shopping, what do you call strip mall shopping. So just go somewhere indoors that you can walk and hold hands. Just enjoy. Sometimes grocery stores have the best music. You just walk and enjoy your spouse. Um, so the biggest thing with any of these, especially your spouse, is quality time. Like the love language, you need to know what your spouse's love language is. Like mine and my husband's is quality time, which is pretty cool that we're both that way, because quality time is one of the hardest ones to fulfill, right? And I think that knowing that mine was quality time really made me kind of let go of some of my expectations. Some people, your spouse might be words of affirmation. They might need to be told how great of a job they did washing the car today, how much you appreciate them emptying the dishwasher. That might be something that fills their cup, because self love also means filling other people's cups too, right? You fill your own so that it can overflow into others. Some people's love language might be gifts. They might be really that person that needs the Valentine's flowers and chocolates. And so you're going to have to break down and spend the money and do it. For someone else, it might be acts of service. It might be that your spouse wants to come home to a really nice, clean house and you do that. Or you detail your spouse's car and they go to get in their car and realize that you've cleaned their car like nobody's business. Some people are physical touch. Somebody that just wants to hold hands, touch, and I feel like I'm kind of that way because I want to hug everybody. That's how I connect. I don't just say hello to you. I hug you hello. So some people might be that physical touch. So try to figure out what your spouse's love language is. If you're unsure, read the book, The Five Love Languages, and you can kind of figure it out. Or ask them to read the book with you and say, hey, I'm trying to figure out my own love language. And it would be great if you could figure out your love language and we could share so that we could be fulfilling both of our needs, right? Because that's the downfall with relationships, is we're not fulfilling the other person's needs. Valentine's doesn't need to be expensive. It just needs to be intentional. Remember they used to say it's the thought that counts? It kind of is. This Valentine's Day, let love look like consistency. Let it look like strength. Let it look like taking care of yourself so you can show up fully for everyone you love. Be sure to like and subscribe us if you're watching us on YouTube. Be sure to download us if you are listening to us on a podcast, so that you can get notified of when our next episodes release. We do release an episode every Monday morning at 6 a.m. Have a fabulous day.